African Examination Council Transcript Portal. Hello everyone. Welcome once again. Today we will be looking at a very important part of assessment. This is the West African Examination Council Transcript Portal or system. It is where students' assessment records and other information are kept. We will be looking at how to do the following on the portal. 1. How to log in and reset your password. 2. How to update school information. 3. How to manage a class. 4. How to manage users. 5. How to deactivate users. 6. How to enable reset on an account. 7. How to assign privileges in the portal. 8. How to update student information. 9. How to transfer a student to another school. 10. How to delete a student. All the following videos were taken from the microsite. Please stay tuned. How to log in and reset your password.
Hello, welcome to the training session on Student Transcript Portal, also known as STP. In this tutorial, we will walk you through key features, user rules, and step-by-step operation of the platform. Now, let us look at background and objectives. The Student Transcript Portal introduces academic transcript at the senior high school level, which is similar to the university model. The primary aim is to digitize and streamline student assessment records whilst ensuring data integrity. The key objectives include the following. 1. Capturing continuous assessment data digitally. 2. Ensuring yearly assessment compliance and control. 3. Minimizing forgery and manipulation of continuous assessment data. 4. Providing a verifiable centralized transcript system. 5. Improving transparency and accountability across schools. Now, let us look at data captured. STP captures 3 essential categories of data. 1. Student biodata, which includes both personal and academic details. 2. Internal assessment records and GPA, used to track academic performance. 3. 21st century skills and shared values, with emphasis on holistic skill development, including critical thinking, leadership, collaboration, help-seeking, and communication. Now let us look at user roles and privileges. There are 2 main types of user accounts in the system. 1. The admin account, usually held by the assistant head academic, has full access to the platform. This includes managing subject teacher accounts, managing student records, and generating reports. 2. The subject teacher account. It has limited access focused on teaching responsibilities such as entering student scores and managing classroom records. Now, to use this platform, you need to enter this URL, stpshs.waegh.org, into your browser. And then you will have access to this interface as you can see here. On this interface, we have the username, which is your unique email address, and the password, which is your unique passcode. We also have remember me checkbox, which is an option if you want to save your login information into the browser for future use. And then we also have forget password. When you click on this, it brings up a pop-up displaying the name of your school. If at this point you see username does not exist, you have to exit this window and then make sure you type in correct username. Now after that, you have to key in your new password in case you have forgotten your password or you feel somebody has compromised your account or your account is compromised. You type in your password and then you confirm your password and then submit. After submission, you are ready to enter your email address and the password and then click on login. On the landing page, you have your school number or your school code displayed here, and then you also have your school name also displayed here. Below it, we have capture assessment, and then we have update school info. We also have register students as shortcut menus. We also have your school logo displayed here, and just below it we have a download button where you download the user manual of this platform. To the left hand side, you can see navigation menu. So under navigation menu, we have two main menus, which is student transcript portal and then settings. So when you open the student transcript portal, you will see sub menus: register student, capture assessment per subject, score update, manage student per learning area, assessment records, admin panel, transcript, quantitative assessment. And then under settings, we have update school info, add user, manage users, login trace, and add class. When you scroll up to your right hand side, you will see a display of your name. When you click on it, we have a logout button. So in case you are done performing all your duties within the system and you want to log out, you come here and then you click on logout, and the system will take you back to login page. If you are admin user, you will see add new user under this window as well, where you can click and it will take you to where you can add new users to the platform.
How to update school information.
In this session, we are going to look at how to update school information. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on login. On the navigation menu, select settings and click on update school info. Here you have a display of the details of your school, where you can see the school logo or the school crest, the name of the school. You can see the local government or district. You can see the address information. You can see town or city. You can see GPS address or location. You can see phone number. You can see email address, and you can see the email address of the school. So we'll go ahead and update the information. To change the school logo, the same image requirement is applied. The format remains JPEG and the dimension remains 400 width, 400 height, all in pixels. So once you have that available, you can go ahead and click on browse to pick your image and then upload. You can change the name of your district or town. So in this case we have Hohoe instead of Ho that you can see. The post office address instead of 675 we say 123. The town is Hohoe. Ghana Post GPS. So you provide it. The phone number is correct. The email address is also correct. So we just go ahead and update this info. Nice.
How to manage a class.
This session, we are going to look at how to create a class. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on login. On the navigation menu, select settings and click on add class. On this window, we have a form to fill, and we have an instruction here which says that all fields marked red asterisks are mandatory. Okay, so let's select our year, our learning area, which is science. As you can see, there are some subjects which are auto-populated for you. You have social studies, English language, mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics. You may add additional subjects like geography, ICT, and then you provide the name of this class. So we have Gen Science 1D, and then submit. It says inserted successfully. It means this class is created. To confirm class is truly created, click on refresh button and you can see all the classes that have been created. And as you can see here, we have science, general science 1D, which is the class we have just created. To update a class, all you need to do is select this select button against the class you want to update. So we'll go ahead and do that. The message says what? Details loaded successfully. What it means is that it has repopulated the form for you. So whichever area you want to update, you can do so. If you want to change the learning area, you can do so. If you want to change subjects, you can do so. If you want to add a subject, you can also do so. So in this case, we are adding a subject. So we have added computing to this particular class. You will notice that the submit button is disabled and the update button is enabled. So you click on update the message says class updated successfully. Now, in the same grid, we have delete class button. In case you want to drop a particular class that you created, you can do so in this grid by just clicking on delete class button against the class you want to delete. So go ahead and do that here, and then there's a confirmation message that comes up on the screen. Once we say OK, the class is deleted and it's gone. This action is irreversible. If you need that class back, you only need to go and create it again. So we are saying that it is possible to create multiple classes based on unique subject combinations. You may have different groupings of subjects. So you may have some students offering geography option and some students offering biology options. In these separate subject areas, you will have two groupings within science class where you can give it a name, Science 1A or Science 1B, or as many combinations as available for you. And in selecting the subject, kindly note that the maximum number of subjects a student can offer is 12. The minimum number of subjects a student can offer is 7. And the maximum exit subject is 9. So when you are creating a class, kindly ensure that you have all this at the back of your mind. We have learned how to create a class, how to update a class, and how to delete a class.
How to manage users.
In this session, we are going to learn how to manage users. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on login. At the navigation menu, select settings and select manage users. This loads up all the users you have created within the system. As you can see, all the users created through Excel upload have their privileges assigned automatically. Any other user created on the form, it is required that you assign them the privileges as required. By default, every single account you create on the form has no privileges assigned to them. Hence, when they log in, they will not have any role to perform within the system. Kindly note that you can create temporary accounts which certain roles and responsibilities are delegated to. There are certain roles that are reserved for the admin users only, but in certain circumstances, these roles can be delegated to other users. So now let's look at how to assign subjects and classes to teachers. So first, you need to locate a teacher that you want to assign the subject and the class to. So on the grid, you can see assign subject class button. Click on it. You have a window that opens up. Kindly key in the subject this teacher is currently teaching. He is teaching English language. Which classes are offering this English language. So you select all applicable classes. If he is teaching all the classes, select all option. When you are done with your selection, you click on Save button. Good. The message says successful. It means you have successfully assigned the subject and the class information to this teacher. Additional subject this teacher is teaching. Let's say mathematics. And then select applicable classes. As this teacher is going to be teaching mathematics. If it is all the classes, you just select all, and all will be selected for you. But if it is few of the classes listed, you can indicate so. When done with this, you click on Save button. Good. Successful. Now, let's take a look at all this class and subject assignment we have just done for this particular teacher. So you scroll to your left hand side, you see View Subject Class option. Click on it. You have a window displaying all the classes that have been assigned to this teacher and the subjects that have been assigned to him. If at this stage you notice a particular class has been added which should not have been, there's a delete button next to the subject and the class. Just click on it. Confirmation message. Confirm deletion. Once you say OK, deleted successfully, and it is gone. You can delete as many as applicable. If you are done, you just close the window, and that is it.
How to deactivate users.
In this session, we are going to learn how you can deactivate a user. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on Login. At the navigation menu, select Settings and select Manage Users. This loads up all the users you have created within the system. On this same platform, you have a button, Deactivate button. So you scroll through to get to a particular user that you want to deactivate. In some cases, you have quite a number of users in the list. So we have provided a search box up here. Just type in the name or the email address of the user, any one of them, or if possible the phone number, and then you get that user filtered out. So we'll try that. In this case, I'm going to use the email address. Good. Even before I could complete, the user is filtered out. Just scroll to your right. There's a deactivate button. Just click on it, and then a confirmation message comes up. Now, under what circumstances do you deactivate a user? If a user, let's say a teacher, has been transferred to a different school, it is important that you deactivate such a user because his account will still point to your school, even if he finds himself in the other school. Every operation he performs still links to your school. So it is important that you deactivate this account. And it is very important that you do it so that this teacher can now be recreated in the new school. You may also deactivate a user if the person is on retirement and no longer belongs to your school. If a user dies, it is important that you deactivate his or her account. So once you say OK, this user is deactivated successfully.
How to enable reset on an account.
In this session, we are going to learn how to enable reset on the account. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on Login. At the navigation menu, select Settings and select Manage Users. This loads up all the users you have created within the system. Now, every other user apart from admin user, if they no longer can remember their password, they will have to speak to the administrator of the system or admin user of the system to reset their account to enable them change their password. So if you feel your account has been compromised, if you feel you cannot remember your password, then it is important you speak to your administrator or the administrator of the system of your school, not any other school, of your school. All the person needs to do is to navigate to this page, and the very last button to your right, it says Reset. Just click on it. There's a confirmation message there for you to confirm this action. Once you say OK, there's another confirmation message that appears. Reset successful. It means this user can now go ahead to change their password using forget password option. All that is required is they key in their email address and then click on forget password. A pop-up message appears on the screen asking you to type in your new password. Confirm the password and then click submit. And then you can now use your new password to.
How to assign privileges in the portal.
We are going to learn how to assign the privileges. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on Login. At the navigation menu, select Settings and select Manage Users. This loads up all the users you have created within the system. Now, I will also show you how to assign the privileges. So on the same form, we have assigned privileges. These are for the users who were created on the form. So you click on assign privilege. So you are assigning privileges to Agozi Wisdom. click on Assign Privileges. That is to say, which roles should this account perform within the system. So you have a plus button here, you click on it. And then there's also a checkbox next to the plus button. Now you can select the roles you want to assign to this account. It is always important to include login trace to the roles that you assign to the accounts. This will enable the users of the account to monitor their login activities. When they see any entries of login that they have not effected, it is an indication that somebody have compromised their account. Somebody else is using their account. It is important that they report this to the administrator of the system to enable a reset on their account so they can use forget password to change it quickly. So login trace is very important. When you are done selecting all the roles you want to assign to this account, you click on Save button. These roles have been assigned to the user successfully. All that is required is to give the email address and the default password to this user. On their first login, the system itself will ask them to reset to their preferred password. Now, on this form, you have successfully learned how to assign them privileges,
How to update student information.
we're going to look at how to edit or update student information. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on Login. On the navigation menu, select Student Transcript Portal and then select Manage Student per Learning Area. On this interface, you can filter by the learning area and the year. You can see we have all the students within this learning area. Input the name of the student or the student's unique reference ID to filter to that particular student. So in this case, we are going to use Selassie Jehu. So we type in Selassie Jehu and then filter. And use Tap to filter. Once you have your students, you click on Edit button. On this form, you can change the picture. Requirement of the picture is expected here. The width remains 150 pixels and the height remains 200 pixels. And the format remains JPEG. On this form, you can see the whole detail of this particular student, including the learning area, the subject combinations, the class information. In case it is just the subject you want to drop for this particular student, you scroll all the way down here and then drop that subject. When you click on drop subject, a confirmation comes up for you to confirm your deletion. Once you say OK, the subject is gone. If you feel there is additional information you want to change, you can go back by clicking on the edit button. You can see the subject we deleted is gone. Now, in case you want to change the class of the student, there are two things involved here. If the learning area is different from what was already assigned to the student, you select the learning area first, general arts, before selecting the class within the general arts, if that is what you want to change. If the learning area remains the same, it is required that you select a different learning area before selecting the actual learning area, if it remains the same. If they are different, it is required that you just select the actual learning area one time and then select the class applicable. So in this case, we are selecting General Science 1C. When that is done, you just submit. Updated successfully. Congratulations.
How to transfer a student to another school.
In this session, we are going to look at how to transfer a student. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on Login. In the navigation menu, click on Student Transcript Portal and click on Manage Student per Learning Area. You filter by the learning area and the year. In this case, you can see complete list of all the students within this learning area and within this academic year. For the transfer, you need unique reference ID number to do the transfer. So we pick the reference ID number of the third student and type it in the box and then use the tab key to filter. If you notice down the page, you can see allow for transfer. So the system allows you to do all the background check on this student that wish to get transferred to another school. If all of these conditions are satisfied and you wish to proceed with transfer, you can hit this button, allow for transfer. Before then, it is also required that you print out the transcript of this student. It is by this transcript that this student is going to present to the destination school in order to get admission. You can now hit on allow for transfer. You will notice the status here is blank. You will notice that the status changed to A. And now the allow for transfer button changed to accept transfer. And then click on accept transfer. The status now turned to T. This student ceased to be visible in the previous school. And all the details of this student will now belong to this new school. Now we have learned how to transfer a student. Congratulations! Now you have learned how to transfer a student. In this session, we are going to look at how to repeat a student. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on Login. In the navigation menu, click on Student Transcript Portal and click on Manage Student per Learning Area. You filter by the learning area and the year. In this case, you can see complete list of all the students within this learning area and within this academic year. So we pick the reference ID number of the third student and type it in the box, and then use the tab key to filter. To the right hand side of the grid on the student entry, you see a repeat button. So if all the conditions are satisfied and you wish to repeat a student, you click on this repeat button and you will notice a change in the status to R, indicating that this student has been repeated. By virtue of this status code, which is R, it tells anybody that comes into contact with the student's information that this student is on repeat. Congratulations! Now you have learned how to repeat a student. Thank you.
How to delete a student.
In this session, we are going to look at how to delete a student. To get started, you are required to log in with your username and password. Click on Login. In the navigation menu, click on Student Transcript Portal and click on Manage Students per Learning Area. You filter by the learning area and the year. In this case, you can see complete list of all the students within this learning area and this within this academic year. Unique reference ID number. So we pick the reference ID number of the third student and type it in the box, and then use the tab key to filter. All deletions must follow the policies regarding removing students from the system. Also, if you notice that the student have been created in error for which you need to delete, you can also come here and perform the deletion. So you just click on delete button, confirmation message comes up. Immediately you say OK. The said student is gone. The said student will no longer appear in your list of students. Congratulations! Now you have learned how to delete a student. Thank you.
Please subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.